I've seen from experience with my clients that clarity trumps cleverness every time. You lose your message when you try to be catchy and cute, and it doesn't translate well most of the time. So how do you create good headlines? Well, here's a few ways. One of the most popular is to state the biggest benefit or benefits associated with your product or service. Excuse me just a minute. I gotta get a sip of water here. That is not by any stretch the only way to do it. There's dozens and dozens of ways. You can solve a problem. There was one headline that I read, I'm trying to remember what it was. We solve your gift giving problem in one day for just $15. It was a custom poetry site. Nailed it right on the head. You can use a statistic. 27.6% of people earn more money doing whatever it is that they were doing. You can take a news approach to it. You can use a statistic in a marketing type of application, whichever you want to do. You can ask a question. We already talked about that. Asking the question engages the mind, makes them think. They get into a mental conversation with you when you ask a question, because the brain kicks in and it's trying to find the answer to it. So even though they're not talking to the computer screen, although I do all the time, they probably would not be, they're thinking the answer. So they're engaging with you even though it isn't verbally. Or you could use a how-to. How-tos are very popular for headlines, for book titles. How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of the best-selling books of all time. So those are just a few. There's dozens of different ways you can do headlines. And how will you know which one pulls better for your specific target audience? You will test it, and you will test it, and you will test it. Okay, question I frequently get asked. What are the magic words that I have to include in my headline? And the answer is there aren't any. Here are some that may, capital M-A-Y, have a big impact in headlines depending on your target audience. Even the word free is not a gimme. We'll go back to the CEO of the high-tech company looking for continuing education training. The CEO that's making $475,000 a year or more, well, if he's a CEO, he's probably in the millions of dollars a year, has been through all this stuff. He's run the fast track. He is cynical and skeptical. And if it's free, it's either really not free or it's crap and he doesn't want it. Free will not work on him. Easy will not work on him, because if you don't work for it, it's not worth having. Easy won't work. You always works. I will tell you that. But these are some others. New and improved. If you get people that are very low-key, feet on the ground type of people, these are the ones that do not wait in line at Best Buy when Windows puts out a new operating system. That would be me. We're waiting 6 months, 8 months, maybe even a year, so that Bill Gates can get all his patches in line. And then when they're through unscrewing all the screw-ups because they brought it to market too fast, then I'll go buy it. So new and improved isn't always a good thing. But these are some you can consider, but just know that there are no magic words that are applicable all across the board for every person in the entire world, because we're all different. Here's some good headlines. There is a copywriting coaching client of mine that we've been working on his sales page. Excuse me. He's doing a membership site for freelance web designers. And the headline that we decided to use on his sales page was video series shows how to, here's your how-to headline, how to give yourself a raise by taking fewer clients. I thought he did a good job at that. Here's another one I saw. This was for a printer. I think maybe it was a Kodak printer. Brilliant color, superior clarity, unmatched quality. Short, sweet, to the point, gets 3 benefits across right in a row. And I love this one. Here's an excellent question one. This was for a organic gardening newsletter. I think it was either a magazine or a newsletter. which flowers bloom twice as big when you give them a beer and shampoo cocktail. That'll engage your brain. I love it. And I had to go on and read. And of course, they did it in such a intriguing way. They don't ever actually give you the answer. You've got to sign up for a subscription to the magazine to get the answer. So, and I probably would have, except I have 2 black thumbs and it wouldn't have done me any good anyway.